welcome to South Asia Today, a show that provides you glimpses of South Asia. I'm your host, Shivangi Mishra. Let's begin with the headlines first. India's Imphal Millet Expo paves way for healthy lifestyle. Residents in Bangladesh struggle with rising prices of essentials ahead of Ramadan. And Lunar New Year ceremony held in Yokohama's Chinatown. The word millet must be familiar to all of us, yet only a few people know about its nutritional benefits. The remarkable food with green millet, which can withstand harsh weather and potentially guarantee food security in India. It is currently dominating the global market and is growing at a steady pace. In a bid to spread awareness and develop a market for millet-based products, the authorities in India's Manipur recently organized a two-day event in Imphal city, partnering with the Central Agricultural University and the National Commission for Protection of Child Rights. Take a look. India, an agro-based country with the agriculture industry accounting for 20% of the GDP of the nation, continues to grow, proving its potential on the global platform with its high-value nutritional products. Millet is one such agricultural product of India that is now gaining recognition worldwide for its high nutritional value and easy-to-tolerate temperature conditions. Today, India is dwelling on the path to leading the world as a key player in the global supply chain of millet and its value-added products. According to a PIB report, India exported $64 million worth of millets from 2021-22. Moreover, the Indian government is currently supporting more than 200 startups to develop a range of millet-based, ready-to-eat, ready-to-cook and ready-to-serve products for all age groups. In this spirit, to promote the consumption and sales of millets and millet-based products, the northeastern state of Manipur recently organized a two-day exhibition in its capital city of Imphal.
As part of this theme of this convention, so we are all focusing on the millet products. So millet is the one, so we having a lot of health benefit as compared with the other cereals like rice and wheat. In Manipur, any industries, the food industry is the only industry will be sustainable because everybody need the food this one. So that's why whatever we grow food here in the Manipur, it can be converted to the value addition, and once the value addition comes, the industry, whatever entrepreneurs, so they will be surviving and they will employ the people. We are doing this training to the local entrepreneurs. Recently, we have given the training around 41 entrepreneurs, and most of the here in the exhibition also.
Millet has been a staple food in many cultures for thousands of years and has gained popularity due to its high nutritional value and sustainability. The event, which was held in collaboration with Central Agricultural University and the National Commission for Protection of Child Rights, aimed to provide a platform for dialogue among all stakeholders to promote the use of millets in improving child nutrition and develop collaborative work. The participants also witnessed cooking and offered millet-based food to people in order to promote a healthy lifestyle.
हमारे पास 16 स्टॉल है, जिसमें से हमने 8 स्टॉल है जो प्राइवेट एजेंसी है जो मिलेट्स पे काम कर रही है, अपने प्रोडक्ट बना रही है, उसके से आया है, और 8 स्टॉल है जो डिफरेंट 7 स्टेट के हमारी कॉलेजेस है, जैसे होम साइंस कॉलेज तूरा में है, पासीघाट अरुणाचल में कॉलेज है हमारा, मेघालय में कॉलेज है हमारा.
A few months ago, in 2023, a similar effort was made by the Indian government to raise awareness and create a millet-based market for its products in Indonesia in collaboration with the Indian Mission to ASEAN. During the event, both Indian and Indonesian entrepreneurs were found educating and exhibiting their millet-based products to the people who visited their stalls. Moreover, Prime Minister Narendra Modi also emphasized strengthening the production of nutritional grains, including millet, to ensure food security in India during the G20 summit last year.
ये जो आसियान इंडिया मिलेट फेस्टिवल है, ये जो हम इंटरनेशनल ईयर ऑफ मिलेट जो सेलिब्रेट कर रहे हैं उसके अंतर्गत हो रहा है। और जैसे कि आप जानते हैं आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी यहाँ पे 7 सितंबर को आए थे आसियान इंडिया समिट के लिए, तो एक जॉइंट स्टेटमेंट जो था वो फूड सिक्योरिटी के बारे में था। और आप देखिए अभी 2 महीने पहले हमने जॉइंट स्टेटमेंट अभी इशू किया है, अडॉप्ट किया है हमारे लीडर्स ने, और उसके बाद हम यहाँ पे मिलेट फेस्टिवल लगा रहे हैं। इसकी न्यूट्रिशियस वैल्यू है, इसका हमारी लीडरशिप बार बार कहते हैं कि वाटर कंजम्पशन कम है, इसका कार्बन फुटप्रिंट कम है।
The world has always been unaware of the value of this incredibly nutrient-dense grain. Due to a lack of knowledge about millet's nutritional benefits, it was long neglected and underutilized. Today, nevertheless, the millet has made a distinctive mark for itself on the international scene because of the coordinated efforts of the Indian government. Now let's shift our attention to Bangladesh, a country beset by rapidly soaring prices of basic necessities as the holy month of Ramadan approaches. Residents are facing a harsh reality. Living expenses are rising, making it harder and harder to put food on the table. A worrying trend in inflation has been observed recently, with staple foods like rice, lentils and cooking oil being particularly affected. We have this report.
As the holy month of Ramadan approaches, residents across Bangladesh are facing the harsh reality of escalating costs, making it increasingly challenging to make their ends meet. They are struggling to deal with skyrocketing prices of daily essential items like cooking oil, onions and lentils. The burden of high prices weighs heavily on those already facing economic hardship. Vendors at one of Dhaka's biggest markets, Koran Bazaar, claim that the cost of necessities has already increased by 30% to 40% from February.
রমজান উপলক্ষে বাড়ছে আপনার খেজুর বাড়ছে, তারপরে আপনার মুগ ডালটা বাড়ছে, পেঁয়াজটা বাড়তেছে, কাবলির দাম আগে ছিল 280 টাকা, এখন 300 টাকা কিনতে চাইছে, তারপর আটার দাম তেমনটা বাড়তি না।
According to Bangladesh Bureau of Statistics, the country's annual inflation rate for January 2024 rose to 9.86% in comparison to that of the previous year and higher than that of December 2023, which was at 9.41%. Inflation data for February is yet to be released. Moreover, some of the more expensive products are those that are frequently connected to Ramadan, like imported dates from the Middle East.
আমরা খাইতে কিন্তু অনেক কষ্ট হয়ে যায়, কারণ রোজ কামাই রোজ খাই, 500-600 টাকা বেতন নেয়, আমাকে পোষাইতেছে না। 600 টাকা লয়ে গেলে বাজারে কিছুই হয় না, আমরা মানে নিয়ে গেলে আর উল্টা খরচা হয়ে যায়, 100-200 টাকা বাকি লাগাই দিই দোকানে, কারণ ওই বাকিটাই আমার অনেক কষ্ট হয়ে যায়।
কিছু সময় দাম আপ ডাউন করে আর কি, যেমন আজকে এইটা রেট এরকম হয়ে যায়, কালকে আবার রেট হয়ে যায়। এই সমস্যাগুলোর কারণে দাম নিয়ন্ত্রণ হারিয়ে ফেলে মানুষ। কারণ মানুষজন দেখা গেল এখন এক রেট, আবার দেখা গেল কি বিকেলে অথবা 24 ঘন্টা থেকে 48 ঘন্টা পর আরেক রেট হয়ে যায়। সমস্যাটা এখানে বাড়ে।
Local vendors blamed wholesalers for the steep prices. Poultry vendors expressed hope that prices would decrease by the time Ramadan begins, which is on or around March 10, since they had already skyrocketed several weeks prior.
রোজার আগে মনে করেন বাড়তে ওয়াটার সাপ্লাই বেশি, রোজার সময় মনে করেন আপনার ওয়াটার সাপ্লাই থাকবো না, মুরগির দাম কমে যাবো গা, কারণ আমরা দামটা কিনতেছি, দামটা বেচতেছি 320 টাকা কেজি।
The country of 170 million people is battling high inflation, spurred by a spike in energy and food prices, along with a weakening currency, which has caused a headache for Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina's government. In the face of adversity, the spirit of resilience and unity shines through as residents in Bangladesh persevere, hoping for a brighter future ahead.
Now we take a look at some happenings in Asia in a segment called Asia Watch.
Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi made his visit to Kashmir on March 7 to participate in the Viksit Bharat Viksit Jammu and Kashmir program. During the program at Bakshi Stadium in Srinagar, the Prime Minister inaugurated multiple projects worth Rs 6,400 crores to boost agri-economy and tourism in the Union Territory. The Prime Minister dedicated Rs 5,000 crores for the Holistic Agriculture Development Program and Rs 1,400 crores for Swadesh Darshan and Pilgrimage Rejuvenation Initiatives.
इस नए जम्मू कश्मीर की आंखों में भविष्य की चमक है। इस नए जम्मू कश्मीर के इरादों में चुनौतियों को पार करने का हौसला है। आपके इन मुस्कुराते चेहरे देश देख रहा है और आज 140 करोड़ देशवासी सुकून महसूस कर रहे हैं।
On August 5, 2019, the government revoked Article 370 of the Indian Constitution and other related provisions, passing a new law to reorganize Jammu and Kashmir.
Indian Defence Minister Rajnath Singh said the country was protecting the sovereignty and autonomy of its neighbours by ensuring that no one exercised hegemony in the Indian Ocean region. Singh lauded the Indian Navy's readiness to respond to allies' calls for help in the Indian Ocean region and fulfilling India's responsibility towards maritime security and stability. Yemen's Houthis have since November 2023 attacked ships in the Red Sea, part of a route that accounts for about 12% of the world's shipping traffic, in what they say is an effort to support Palestinians in the war with Israel. After an increase in the number of attacks and a resurgence in piracy attempts, India has deployed at least a dozen warships east of the Red Sea to provide security to the merchant vessels. South Korean and US militaries kicked off their spring drills this week, with twice the number of troops joining compared to last year, officials said, as the allies seek to better counter North Korea's increasing nuclear and missile threats. The Freedom Shield exercises, set for March 4th to 14, came as North Korea continues to develop its nuclear capabilities with missiles and other weapons tests. It will also be the first since Pyongyang scrapped a 2018 inter-Korean military pact in November. The Allies' air forces also began their annual battalion-level exercises for a 5-day run, Seoul's defense ministry said this week. Pyongyang has angrily reacted to the Allies' drills, calling them rehearsals for a nuclear war. Seoul and Washington say the exercises are defensive and a response to the North's threats. The illegally occupied territory of POK is undergoing a miserable food crisis. With no wheat flour, rice and other essentials, the residents have taken to the streets against the Pakistan regime. An exiled activist from POK has revealed that people are marching towards the line of control, demanding reopening of trade route with Indian administration. He perceives a refugee crisis is building up along the LOC and said the residents of POK are ready to brave Pakistani bullets and will organize sit-in along the line of control. We have a report.
Pakistan-occupied Kashmir is facing an unprecedented shortage of wheat flour and other commodities. The people are holding Islamabad and its stooge administration in POK responsible for the acute food shortage the region has been witnessing for nearly a year. An exiled activist from POK, Amjad Ayub Mirza, has claimed that people are marching towards the line of control and demanding reopening of the trade routes with Indian administration to get some relief during the ongoing food crisis.
The importance of these protests is that they are taking place right next to the line of control in Titri Note and Madarpur. They were massive protests. There is no flour, there is no wheat, and the next stage seems to be a march towards line of control, because people are now suffering so much that they see no choice other than to demand that the line of control trade routes should be reopened so that they can go to Punch and Rajouri and buy wheat, rice, tea, sugar and other daily essentials.
The activist also revealed that people are not afraid of Pakistani bullets and are braving their way to the line of control to organize sit-in protests in the coming weeks. After widespread protests against inflation and demands of subsidies on wheat and other essentials, the residents are frustrated and believe that reopening of trade routes would provide them some relief.
In the coming weeks and maybe months, I'm seeing a refugee crisis developing because people desperate for daily essentials are not going to shy away from Pakistani army bullets, and they are going to brave those bullets, and they are going to, this is my perception, they are going to try and attempt to at least go and sit at the line of control where the checkpoints are and where the gates are.
Amjad Ayub Mirza also opines that food crisis is going to worsen in coming times. The desperate situation has triggered a chaos in the illegally occupied territory.
This is a crisis that is now developing very fast, and since there is a political crisis going on in Pakistan, I think that this crisis of food in POK is going to get worse.
For over 7 decades, Islamabad has been persecuting the residents of POK and pushed them into a quagmire of distress and poverty. The region has witnessed a series of anti-Pakistan protests in the last year and would continue to do so unless some transformational development happens in the region.
Now we take you to Japan, where the government is making a concerted effort to preserve and promote its rich traditional culture alongside the global popularity of Japanese cuisine. On the other side, Lunar New Year ceremony was recently celebrated in Yokohama's Chinatown. We have a report.
The Japanese government is keen to inherit traditional culture in tandem with the spread of Japanese cuisine. To promote its culinary customs and culture, the Ministry of Agriculture, Forestry and Fisheries held a number of events in Kyoto to promote their country to international chefs. Alongside the globalization of Japanese cuisine comes the important topics of inheritance and penetration of traditional Japanese meal preparations. Shokado lunchbox is a popular meal which includes 5 elements of Japanese food cooking. Culling, boiling, baking, steaming and frying are the skills that comprises the preparation process. The participants included 2 chefs who had won European and Asian competitions. Yoshihiro Murata gave them a positive evaluation of their work.
So what's important is and how
盛り付けもきれいにまとまってる。ごちそうさんでした。美味しかったです。
Thank you very much. It was very good.
この火の通し加減がこの新女も火が通ってなかったです。この芋もダメでしたね。
これからもっと頑張ります。
はい、ご苦労さんでした。
I learned umami from the Munadasa in Kikonoe restaurant. I also will be studying more again.
I loved Japanese food culture. The more I get to know about the products, about the use of them.
3 foreign chefs who learned for 6 months in Japanese representative restaurants participated in a certification exam based on the guideline of cooking skills established by Japan's Ministry of Agriculture, Forestry and Fisheries. In this exam, treatment skill and sanitary keeping are important. Additionally, treatment of fish porgy and arrangements for dishes are highly evaluated.
まず器を間違ってる計画の時間があったかと思うんですけども、間違いがないようにしてほしい。
ある程度勉強した人が次の時代の人らを育てていくと。料理人同士の交流も頻繁になっていくことによって日本料理の世界的なレベルは上がっていくと思うんですけどね。
Japanese cuisine experts will continue to uphold tradition and culture as long as Japanese cuisine spreads throughout the world. A Lunar New Year ceremony was held recently in Yokohama's Chinatown. Japan was closed to outsiders until 1859 when its harbour at Yokohama was first opened to them. And after 6 years, with the cooperation of Japanese people, the mobilized Chinese established Chinatown in Yokohama to formally declare their existence. The Lunar New Year ceremony in Chinatown is still observed in a traditional manner. Moreover, the ceremony's chairman is Japanese.
今回の場合は竜舞が行われます。今年は辰年ということで、竜を一つのモチーフにしてこの竜舞をもっともっと皆さんに見ていただこうと。中国の服チーパオっていうんですけど、そういったチーパオの服を着た女性たちが歩いたりだとか、この中華の文化や伝統を多くの方に見ていただければというふうに思っています。
The Chinese Lunar New Year event started in 1865. Its goals are to unite old-time Japanese residents and mobilize Chinese in wishing each other a Happy New Year. The harmonization of people of different nationalities grew larger as history progressed.
So many places and so many people, it's so nice.
I felt very happy watching everyone go by. It was very colorful.
We go to lots of places. Chinatown's one of my favorites.
横浜って昔ならではの建物があったりするので、ただただお散歩するだけでもとっても楽しいし、歴史も学べるのでとてもいいですね。
中華街はやっぱり横浜の一つのキラーコンテンツだと思ってます。ですので今回は春節のみならず横浜春節という形でこの中華街で持っているいろいろな資産、中華街だけでなくて古い町やまた新しいみなとみらいのような町もあるので、一人でも多くの方に知っていただき、見ていただければというふうに思っています。
Japanese and Chinese languages were spoken during the event as a symbol of understanding and coexistence. And the beautiful city of Yokohama produced this historical feat.
Now it's time for me to wrap up today's episode. We'll be back next week at the same time. This is Shivangi Mishra signing off on behalf of the entire production team of South Asia Today. Goodbye and take care.